Audio Jungle.
Welcome. In this video, we will analyze how artificial intelligence can help us achieve the performance of people and the companies in our country.
Audio Jungle.
Have you ever wondered how traffic affects your country?
Currently, a person living outskirts of the city must prepare 3 hours and a half before their time to enter to work.
Audio Jungle.
Accumulated stress will generate despair, which translates into accidents on the road that ends up affecting the logistics of the company.
Audio Jungle.
The traffic affects concentrations of inner functions. The relationship between colleagues, communication, and levels of aggression may increase.
Agarré. Túmbalo entre los dos, allá en la vida. Túmbalo entre los dos. Verga. Pero en serio, compa. Sí. Hazte más allá, hazte más allá. Ven, ven, ven. Pim, pim, ven. Firma. Pau.
The solution.
Audio Jungle.
We are going to present to you 3 projects.
Audio
These 3 projects are made to promote the massive transformation controlling by AI.
What you can see from the video is traffic jams, what you can hear is noise, and there is also invisible air pollution. At present, there are mainly 4 types of public transits in China: subway, light rail train, BRT, and normal bus. They have advantages and disadvantages. For example, subway costs a lot and takes long time to build. BRT takes up road spaces and produces noises as well as pollution to the air. How to develop environmental-friendly public transportation? Straddling bus provides a solution. Let's watch a demonstration. This is what the interior looks like. It has huge skylight that will eliminate passengers' sense of depression when enter. The straddling bus combines the advantages of BRT. It is also a substitution for BRT and subway in the future. As you all know, the majority vehicle on the road is car, the shortest vehicle is also car. Normally our overpass is 4.5-5.5 m high. The highlight innovation of straddling bus is that it runs above car and under overpass. Its biggest strength is saving road spaces, efficient and high in capacity. There are also 2 ways in dealing with station platform. One is to load/unload through the sides. The other is using the built-in ladder so that passengers can go up into the overpass through the ceiling door. There are 2 parts in building the straddling bus. One is remodeling the road, the other is building station platforms. 2 ways to remodel the road: we can go with laying rails on both sides of car lane, which save 30 energy. Or we can paint 2 white lines on both sides and use autopilot technology in the bus, which will follow the lines and run stable. Another strength of straddling bus is its short construction life cycle, only 1 year to build 40 kilometers. Whereas building 40 kilometers subway will take 3 years at best. Also, the straddling bus will not need the large parking lot that normal buses demand. It can park at its own stop without affecting the passage of cars. Straddling bus is completely powered by municipal electricity and solar energy system. In terms of electricity, the setting is called relay direct current electrification. The bus itself is electrical conductor, 2 rails built on top to allow the charging post to run along with the bus. The next charging post will be on the rails before the earlier one leaves, that is why we call it relay charging. The set here is supercapacitor, a device that can charge, discharge and store electricity quickly. The power it stores during the stop can support the bus till the next stop where another round of charging takes place, achieving zero toxic gas throughout the process. Nowadays many big cities have remodeled their traffic signaling system to prioritize public buses, that is to say when a bus reaches a crossing, red light on the other side of the fork will turn on automatically to give buses the right of way. Our straddling bus can learn from this BRT method. The bus is 6 m in width and 4-4.5 m high. How will people get off the bus if an accident happens to such a huge bus? Here I introduce the most advanced escaping system in the world. In the case of fire or other emergencies, the escaping door will open automatically. I believe many of you have been on a plane. Planes are equipped with inflated ladders so people can slide down on it in emergency. I put the escaping concept into the straddling bus. The bus can save up to 860 ton of fuel per year, reducing 2,640 ton of carbon emission. Presently we have passed the first stage demonstration and will get through all of the technical and validation by the end of August. Beijing's Mentugu district is carrying out an eco-community project. It has already planned out 186 kilometers for our straddling bus. Construction will begin at your end. Thank you.
The second one is called Transit Elevated Bus.
Audio Jungle.
The third project is the driving car.
For a vehicle to drive itself, it needs to know where it is in the world, and it also needs to know what's around it. Based on these factors, it needs to be able to make smart and safe driving decisions in the real world. And once you get in the car, you start to get a real feel for the way the technology works and what it's like in real driving situations.
Audio Jungle.
So there are a few things that have to happen before the car can safely drive itself. First, it has to figure out its location in the world. So we use GPS, but GPS isn't always that accurate, which is why we rely on our other sensors like the laser, which picks up on details in the environment that help us identify a more precise location. So think of the sensors as the car's eyes and ears, but with eyes that can see far off into the distance and 360 degrees around the car. And the great thing about having all these sensors is that they can talk to each other and get cross-checked information about the environment. So while we take in a ton of information using our sensors, it's our software that really processes all of this and differentiates between objects. All these objects are visible on the laptop that the safety drivers use while testing the vehicles. Based on what the vehicle senses and processes, these objects will be represented by different colored boxes. Cyclists will be red, pedestrians yellow, and the vehicles will appear as either green or pink. These boxes demonstrate the processing that takes place within the software. And think about the complexity here. People look different, cars have different shapes and sizes, yet despite these nuances, the software needs to classify these objects appropriately based on factors like their shape, movement pattern, or location. For example, if there's a cyclist in the bike lane, the vehicle understands that this is a cyclist, not another object like a car or a pedestrian. So the cyclist appears as a red box on the safety driver's laptop. And the software can also detect the cyclist's hand signal and yield to them appropriately. When our engineers think about where the car should drive and how, safety is always the top priority. So the vehicle takes into account many things like how close it is to other objects or matching speed with traffic or anticipating other cars cutting in. For example, as a passenger, it can feel a little uncomfortable passing by a large vehicle on the road. Our engineers have taught the software to detect the large vehicles, and the laptop shows them as larger boxes on the screen. As our vehicle passes by a large truck, it will actually keep to the farther side of the lane and give ourselves a little bit more space. We've also taught the vehicle to recognize and navigate through construction zones. The vehicle sensors can spot the orange signs and cones early to alert the car of any lane blockage ahead, and then we can change lanes safely. Another thing that's really important is for the vehicle to drive in a naturalistic way, because when it's natural and the car abides by social norms on the road, it's also safer. For example, at four-way stops, people typically rely on eye contact to communicate whose turn it is. And in our case, the vehicle inches forward into the intersection to indicate its intent. So my role as a safety driver is first and foremost to keep the car, myself, and everyone around me safe. And in addition to keeping the car safe, I also provide detailed feedback to developers and let them know the car does anything that maybe I wouldn't have done personally. Maybe the car wasn't assertive enough in a lane change or wasn't fast enough at a green light. We provide the detailed feedback so they can fine-tune the whole driving experience. By getting out there and driving in the real world, we're getting a better understanding of what exactly it's going to take to improve the safety and comfort and ease of transportation. And that's really what our project's all about.
After having presented these three projects, we hope to replace the current transport method with autonomous ones. Thanks for watching.